I love the title of this book, The Magic Pillow, The Passage of Light. And it seriously, the title grabbed me right away. And then the book itself is really magical. The author of the book, Kelly Kratz, joins us now. She's in our virtual green room. Kelly, thanks so much for coming on. I have to tell you that I did read the book and it was delightful.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
You know,
it's exciting to be here.
And you know, it's the title does conjure up sort of messages or images in your mind. So let's just dive right into it. Tell us about the magic pillow and what that means and what it symbolizes.
Sure, Kate. Well, I'll tell you, I'll kind of start from where the inspiration behind the book came from, the why behind it. I was inspired by dreams that I was having at night. So I was working my daily life. I was in the financial field. Everything's very black and white, but yet I'm a very creative person. And I kept having these dreams at night where I was doing things that were just so different than what I was doing in my daily life. They were much greater than what I was doing in my daily life. And that was kind of the catalyst, that spark that just started to grow inside me. And this story just started to grow. I kept thinking about that pillow and how every time I laid my head down on that pillow, I started having dreams of doing something different in my life. So Jenna, the main character in this book, she is a young professional woman, and she's kind of just going through the routine of life. And every day she gets up, she does the same thing over and over again. She's going into her work, her job, and there's just this moment of, hey, is this really all there is to life? Is this really it? She just has this wake-up call inside her. Something just moves her. And so from there, Jenna, maybe not being like many of us who maybe experience the same thing, receives this incredible gift on Christmas Eve morning that her great aunt had left for her. Her great aunt had passed away 6 months prior, but had this pillow delivered to her door, this gift. And Jenna's rather surprised when she receives this pillow because her aunt was very successful. She had been very successful in business. And so to receive this decorative pillow, it's this beautiful pillow, was kind of a shock to her. And she really couldn't figure it out at first. She said, what is this? And her husband laughed at the pillow. He said, I can't believe she sent you this pillow. But Jenna knew that there might be something more to it because she knew her great aunt was a special person and very successful. And so as it unfolds, Jenna finds out that this pillow is much more than just a pillow. It's actually a portal to another world. And when she lays her head on that pillow, she starts to go into a different world. And in that world, she starts to uncover some hidden talents that she had buried in her real life. And she figures out that she can do so many other things in this other world, and starts to work with these amazing people, this diverse team. And all of these people that she interacts with in this other world all have a story behind their life, a story about how they got there as well. They've all kind of been brought together for this common goal, this common purpose, and they're finding the fulfillment that they need in the things that they're doing together as a team. And there are people of all different ages and backgrounds, and they're working together with one common goal in mind. And they're trying to save their world from an invasion of an alien tribe that has invaded this alternative world. But in there's a much more profound story of her discovering more about herself. All the people who are with her are also discovering things about themselves that they didn't know either. And so I just let the creativity run wild with this book. I had made the decision that I did not want to force any type of creativity when I wrote this. It took me quite a few years. I was working full time, and I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays and just write away. And it was fun and exciting. And there's a lot of creativity behind this. And I didn't want there to be any boundaries as to my creativity. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what the story is about. She's discovering things about herself, and she's working with this team in this alternative world. They have a very advanced technology in comparison to where she's at, but she's got to take some major steps out of her comfort zone in order to realize her true potential. And as she comes back and forth between the worlds, she's starting to use some of that potential and those things that she's finding in her daily life back on Earth. So she's really learning that, hey, I have not been looking around myself. I have not been stepping out. And so it's an exciting story. It's an adventure, and it's very fast paced.
We're speaking with Kelly Kratz, and you can pick up the book on Amazon, of course, The Magic Pillow, the Passage of Light. What did you discover about yourself in writing this and getting up early on the weekends and letting it pour out of you?
I discovered a lot about myself in doing this. I discovered that and my husband did too, actually. So I had a lot more creativity within me than I ever imagined. And I realized in writing this book, sometimes I felt like I was actually there, like in the moment when I was writing it, I felt like I was there. I wasn't just writing it. I was a part of the story. And I realized that it's so important, no matter what job you're in or what you're doing, to have that outlet for creativity in our lives. It helps you to see things differently. It helps you to take those steps out and be a little bit brave and do something different. So that's what I really learned from writing this book, and making yourself a little vulnerable. I know that can be kind of difficult for some of us. So those are the things that I definitely learned from writing this book.
What do you hope people that read the book, that are listening to us right now, what do you hope they take away from it?
My hope in what they take away from this book is that they will take a look at their own lives. And my hope is that if somebody's out there and they're working away, they're kind of going through the motions of life, they feel like they're stuck in a rut or a routine, and not feeling like they're realizing their full potential, or not feeling fulfilled in what they're doing, that they'll look at this book and say, maybe it's time for me to take that step out. Maybe it is that secondary education that they want, but they've been kind of nervous to take that step out to do. Or maybe it is taking that step out to do some volunteer work for a cause that they have really been passionate about, but they've been too scared to take that step out and get involved. Doing those things, stepping out of your normal routine and your pattern, my hope is that they will start to find new things that they can do, new talents, hidden things. You have to be brave, make yourself a little vulnerable sometimes, just to see that, hey, I can do this. I can succeed. I can move forward in my life. It doesn't have to be just a revolving assembly line. It can change, and change is good. It's great for your creativity. It's great to bring joy in your life. So I know I just said a whole lot there, but my hope is just one piece of that. If someone can just take one piece of that away from the reading this book, that it will change their life and make them realize that they can step out too and make some changes.
And again, pick up the book on Amazon, Kelly Kratz, The Magic Pillow, The Passage of Light. We have less than a minute, but what's next for you? Now we want this journey to continue. You're going to write another novel?
I have several things actually in my mind that are brewing right now for books. I have some children's books that I'm thinking about, a series that I want to write, and I've actually written some music to go with those children's books in that series. but I'm also thinking of possibly doing a version of the magic pillow for children as well, because I think it can prove to be an important lesson for children too.
I love it. Well, continued success. Let's support her. Go out and get this book, The Magic Pillow, The Passage of Light. I love the character of Jenna, and I love the message. Thanks for joining us.
Certainly. Thanks so much, Kate.
Thank you.
All right, let's